Hi guys, welcome back to my live session. I promise you guys that after the call today about Nnamdi Kanu, that I'm going to come back and give you people the breakdown of what transpired in court today. So just like I said in the morning, that from the look of things are going to be a bit different. Okay, it is no longer back then when we have the former judges, without all that wahala. This now we have new things coming up. So let's start from this headline. I will read. It says court grants federal government request for screened testimonies in Nnamdi Kanu's trial. Yes, court grants federal government for them to bring in their witnesses. I told you people in the morning that the government requested for witnesses to come and speak on behalf of to speak on behalf of the federal government, and that these witnesses, they are going to be covered, like nobody is going to know who these people are. Nnamdi Kanu lawyers will not know them. Nnamdi Kanu will not. No Nigerian will ever know them. It's only them that knows who these people are. So the court grants them that request. Let's continue. The trial of Nnamdi Kanu, leader of indigenous people of Biafra, that is IPOB, resumed on Tuesday at the Federal High Court in Abuja. Justice James Omotosho presided over the proceedings, during which the court granted the federal government request to allow witnesses to testify behind screens for security reasons. At the hearing, Kanu's lead counsel, Kanu Agbabi, informed the court that his defense team consisted of 22 members. However, Justice Omotosho approved only 13 as previously listed. The defense team has been strengthened with addition of 4 senior advocates of Nigeria: Ondunuhe, Joseph Akubo, Emeka Etiaba, and Onyechi Ikpeazu. Okay. The trial continues to attract significant attention, with various media outlets providing coverage of the proceedings. The decision to allow witnesses to testify behind screens has been a point of attention, with some parties expressing concerns over the implication for transparency and the right to the fair trial. As the case progresses, it remains a focal point in discussions about national security, the right to self-determination, and the balance between public safety and the judicial transparency in Nigeria. Federal Government Counsel Adegbayeba Awolowo explained that the request to shield witnesses' identities was made due to the sensitive nature of the case and concerns for the safety of the witnesses. The first witness, identified as AAA, is a Department of State Service (DSS) officer with 18 years of service. Testifying behind a screen, AAA recounted the events of October 14, 2015, when he led a team to arrest Kanu at the Golden Tulip Hotel in Lagos. Despite initial resistance, Kanu was apprehended and transported to the DSS facility in Lagos. Items from his hotel room were catalogued, and Kanu confirmed their completeness. The items, which included broadcasting equipment, were seized and later admitted as evidence in court. So guys, let's look through these videos and then we'll be back. Let's proceed.
All right, welcome back to the channel. So this is the day that everyone has been waiting for. This is actually the latest updates coming out from Abuja. So this morning there are major updates coming from Abuja about Nnamdi Kanu's ongoing trial, and here's exactly what is really going on. So first, the federal government has officially opened its case against Nnamdi Kanu after so many delays, and they finally started calling their witnesses. And the first witness they brought, forward is actually a senior officer from the Department of State Services, DSS. And according to some sources, he has been with the DSS for about 18 years. So now, because of the sensitivity of this case, the court led by Justice James Omotosho, allowed the government's, witnesses to testify behind a screen. I mean, in simple terms, the witness will give their, evidence without the public or even Nnamdi Kanu himself seeing their faces. So this is mainly, for their protection, and the court has also approved this arrangement after the federal government made the request. And interestingly, Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer didn't object this. So during the testimony today, the first DSS officer told the court that on October 14th, 2015, he and his team arrested Nnamdi Kanu at the Golden Tulip Hotel in Lagos. He also said that they found some broadcasting equipment in Nnamdi Kanu's hotel room. I mean, equipment allegedly, used for Radio Biafra that we all know about. And then according to him, after arresting Nnamdi Kanu, they took him to the DSS office in Lagos and they made a full list of all the items collected from his room. And also the officer said that Nnamdi Kanu even signed the list himself. Now, meanwhile, the federal government has, charged Nnamdi Kanu mainly with treason and other related offenses. So today's hearing, marked the official beginning of them trying to prove those, charges in court. And then also the court proceedings today, were very serious. Security was tight and Kanu came into the courtroom, looking calm but focused. His legal team has even expanded recently with more senior advocates of Nigeria joining to defend him on this, case. So more updates are still coming as the trial continues today, and I would bring you up to date with the latest coming out after this court case. So for now, this is the highlight of everything that happened and and how it came in. Don't forget to drop in the comments what you think about this. Also give this video a thumbs up and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. With that being said, stay tuned, guys.
Ano puta.
Look at you.
Oh, we look. Ada mama. Where is he gonna sit? Oh. Ada program luso. Yeah, you can. Okay. I don't know. Okay, there. Who drops this?
One copy Right, this way. How are you? How are you? Get it? Yes. Emma.
The solution we are profiling is for the Nigerian people, first and foremost, to choose the real leaders who should govern them. Because the legitimacy of the government is also very important. For instance, it is the Nigerian government that goes to the southeast to go and militarize it. It's the Nigerian government that refused to release Nnamdi Kanu, something that would have solved a big problem. And then instead of releasing him, you go and put army in the east. Every kilometer in the east, there are army checkpoints. But after 100 kilometers in the north, you can't find the army. There was a man in Katsina who said there are only 5 guns in the local government in Katsina state. But why is it not the same in the southeast? So these things are deliberate. That's what I'm telling you. These are deliberate efforts on their part to undermine Nigeria. And I've said it very clearly. Those who are in power love the fact that they want to manage little territory, because that way they are not responsible for the territories. So they allow these issues to fester. But you cannot solve the problem without addressing the fundamental problem of leadership. Leadership is key in every sector. And most importantly, legitimate leadership is important. When you don't vote for people and they lord themselves over you, you don't respect.
Where is he gonna sit? Oh, sorry.
The provision is given. What the hell? Resident council. We've done it again.
We're very comfortable, but first of all, we thank God for today. We thank God that the matter has eventually kicked off without rancor. You know, you needed to have been in court to observe the proceedings. All the parties cooperated, and PW1 testified. PW1 is Mr. AAA, as he was designated. He investigated the matter 10 years ago, and today he came and gave his evidence and tendered documents. The matter is very simple. The state has a case against our client, and we are defending him. And for the first time, the matter has been opened, and we have heard what the evidence is. On Friday, we are coming back to cross-examine him. But in the main, the matter has commenced on a good note, very sound note, very civilized trial, and we hope by the grace of God we'll continue on this note and get to the end.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Reason why we have to say something in addition to what the SAN has said. This gentleman here, these lawyers standing with me here, are members of the old guard. We have been there from the get-go, so we know the nitty-gritty of this case. Well, what I can add is we are finally here. the government is finally having the trial that it desires. Our position still remains unchanged despite the ongoing trial. That our client is innocent of the charges, that the case is driven by political considerations, and in the end, the innocence of our client will be established. So we take it from here to 2nd May, when we are going to subject the government witness who testified today. We are going to submit him to, or subject him to cross-examination, and then the truth shall begin to be revealed to everybody. Thank you very much.
All right.
We appreciate you always being around to cover this very political trial that has been ongoing.
Where is he going to sit? Oh, sorry.
Information you give. We've done it.
The solution we are preferring is for the Nigerian people, first and foremost, to choose the real leaders who should govern them. Because the legitimacy of the government is also very important. For instance, it is the Nigerian government that goes to the southeast to go and militarize it. It's the Nigerian government that refused to release Nnamdi Kanu, something that would have solved a big problem. And then instead of releasing him, we're going to put army in the east. Every kilometer in the east, there are army checkpoints. But after 100 kilometers in the north, you can't find the army. There was a man in Katsina who said there are only 5 guns in the local government in Katsina state. But why is it not the same in the southeast? So these things are deliberate. That's what I'm telling you. These are deliberate efforts on their part to undermine Nigeria. And I've said it very clearly. Those who are in power love the fact that they want to manage little territory, because that way they are not responsible for the territories. So they allow these issues to fester. But you cannot solve the problem without addressing the fundamental problem of leadership. Leadership is key in every sector. And most importantly, legitimate leadership is important. When you don't vote for people and they lord themselves over you, you don't respect them.
There has been this call for restructuring. But for the North now, if I were to speak for the North, I would not speak for restructuring. I would think of giving people what they want. Yoruba nation want Oduduwa Republic. In the name of God, give them Oduduwa Republic. This is 21st century. We have a right to choice. Biafra want Biafra. Give them Biafra. Give every other nationality what they need. Because as far as I know, the relationship is sound. There is geometrically increase in suspicion across all expressions. The trust is not there. Suspicion is not there. And people want to develop at their own speed. If you want to go at the speed of rocket, please, you should be allowed to go at the speed of rocket. If you want to go at the speed of snail, go at the speed of the snail at your own peril, at the consequences coming to you. But for now, if anybody is thinking that federal...
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining me in this video. Today is Tuesday, the 29th day of April 2025. About a week ago now, I've done 2 videos about bringing witnesses in the court who will be masked. So what happened in court today, if you have been following me, will not be a new thing to you, or it will not be a surprising thing to you, because I've said it before. Now, I was having a conviction that in the year 2016, when the same federal government requested to the court that let us bring masked witnesses against Nnamdi Kanu, the court rejected it. They said no. If you are coming to testify against someone in court, if your testimonies are true, there is nothing you will hide about it. But the councils representing the federal government today argued that the lives of those people who are coming to testify, is at risk if they are being exposed to everyone seeing them. Okay? Now, I want us to understand what really transpired. What happened today is no issue. It's no issue at all right? Because the council representing Nnamdi Kanu, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Agabi, okay, he did not reject that federal government should not bring mass witnesses, okay? He did not reject it. But he went forward to make a statement in that court, of which I believe that maybe I don't really know what have transpired on that ground. He said, when it is about to bail Nnamdi Kanu, that the federal government councils will also reciprocate by not arguing, that he will not oppose it, that they should not bring people who will come and testify on, hidden identity. Now, let us go to this article to understand what actually transpired. This is from Sowore Reporters, and it reads, Nigeria government's witnesses to testify against Nnamdi Kanu behind protective screen in terrorism trial. And this is the details of the article. The Nigeria government witnesses scheduled to testify against the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, will deliver their testimony behind a protective screen. This followed a ruling by the Federal High Court in Abuja on Tuesday, that is today, following a request by the government represented by Counsel Adegboyaga Awomo, Senior Advocate of Nigeria. Justice James Omotosho granted the request during proceedings on the 7-count terrorism charge filed by the federal government against Nnamdi Kanu. The application for protective measures was brought by Awomondo, who argued that concealing the identity of the witnesses was necessary for their safety. Awomondo told the court that, given the sensitive nature of the terrorism charges, it was imperative to shield the witnesses from public exposure. He stressed that the measure was essential to protect their identities and ensure their safety. Kanu's lawyer, Kanu Agabi, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, did not oppose the application. So that is something that is very important that people should understand. That Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer did not oppose the application for the best reason known to him. However, what happened in 2016 was that Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer then opposed to the application of the federal government, and the court said the opposition was right, that if you are coming to testify against somebody, if you are not coming to lie, so what is the essence of covering your face? Now that Kanu's lawyer Agabi did not oppose it, that is the reason why Justice James Omotosho now granted the application for them to come with a hidden identity. Let's continue with the article. However, he requested mutual cooperation from the federal government in future proceedings, particularly regarding a potential bail application for Nnamdi Kanu. You understand what that means, okay? Just like what I said before. You people are bringing mass witnesses. Naturally, I'm supposed to oppose it and it will not happen. But let me just allow you people to do it. But when it's time to bail or release Nnamdi Kanu, we also need a cooperation for you people. What do I know, Seth? I'm not a lawyer, but this is actually what transpired. And it continues that we expect reciprocity when it is time to argue the bail application, Agabi stated. Okay, you get it right. In granting the ex-parte application, Justice Omotosho ruled that the witnesses would testify from behind the screen, hereby remaining unseen by the public, though still visible to the judge and lawyers. Okay, so the lawyers will still see them and the judge will still see them. Okay, following the ruling, the prosecution called its first witness identified in court as PWAAA. okay, hidden identity. The witness began testifying as the government officially opened its case against the leader of IPOB. The trial continues in what is expected to be a closely watched legal battle. So other reporters earlier reported that Kanu, who has been in the custody of the Department of State Service DSS since his controversial extradition from Kenya in 2021, arrived in court flanked by a legal team comprising 6 senior advocates of Nigeria. Kanu's sons are led by Agabi, a former Attorney General of the Federation, with others, including Uchenna Njoko, Professor Onyechi Ekpa, Emeka Itiaba, Menda Audu Nuwe, and Dr. Joseph Akubo. The Nigerian government, represented by the 3 senior advocates, reaffirmed its intent to continue prosecution in the high-profile treason and terrorism charges leveled against Nnamdi Kanu. And this is the end of the article. So I see and I believe that there is nothing someone will tell me that the federal government led by Tinubus is not interested in prosecuting Nnamdi Kanu. They are, even though their interference, it could be foreign interference from Southeast politicians as well, but those interferences also indicates that Tinubus agreed to what they dictates to him. Tinubus agreed that Nnamdi Kanu should be tried. Tinubus agreed that if found guilty, Nnamdi Kanu should be prosecuted. You know, what I'm trying to say that Tinubus is aware and fully involved in this, okay? As a president, if he's not too much interested, maybe it's because of other interference and all. I know how this case is supposed to be going, okay? Maybe they could have said, let them go and settle out of court, let them go and negotiate with it. But this indicates that Tinubus is fully involved in this Nnamdi Kanu case, okay? But I am very sure, very, very sure, 100% sure, Nnamdi Kanu will be released, okay? He will be released on bail, and this case is going to continue, like, if possible, next 2 years, this case will still be. Because after Federal High Court, I see federal government, this set of people, I see them going to appeal court after they must have, you know, releasing Nnamdi Kanu on bail. The case can just be there, even in perpetual. Don't be surprised of what is going to happen. Anything can happen in Nigeria. But what I'm trying to say is that Nnamdi Kanu will be granted bail, okay, soonest. That is something that I am very, very sure about. And that is why the lawyers of the sons, Nnamdi Kanu too, you see, they are not arguing anything in court. What they just want is letting Nnamdi Kanu get out of that DSS custody. That is what they want, okay? And Justice James Omotosho is going to do that, okay? So I am very, very sure that from now till, you know, next 3 court cases, the important thing will be done. That is just it. Let me know what you think about this.
Self-defense is a constitutional right. Self-determination is not a crime, but a right under the laws of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and customary international law. Therefore, I make no apologies for pursuing Biafra relentlessly and determinedly. It can never stop. Those who underestimate our resolve do so at their own peril. As I've said before, we are not alive, we are dead already. When you see men, you will understand how determined we are. But there is one thing we have resolved to do. From today onwards, the death of every Biafran will be avenged. If you kill a Biafran, you will be killed. No matter who you are, we will keep pursuing you until you die. You have no peace and you have no rest. I'm saying it on video that the whole world may understand. In 1966, the world kept quiet as Biafrans were slaughtered in their numbers, 300,000 in the north. 67 to 70, over 3.5 million people were killed. Nobody stood trial for it. Rwanda lost. The same thing in Liberia. But because you killed us between 66 and 1970 and nothing happened, and from 1945 to 1966 and nothing happened, that was the reason, or should I say, that is the reason why the Fulanis will keep coming to kill us on a daily basis. Right now, from this day onwards, If you kill us, we are going to kill you. The men are ready. They have come to defend Biafra land, not to separate from Nigeria, no. We are going to accomplish that via a referendum. But if you come to our villages now to rape our mothers or abduct our sisters, you will die in the process. Any governor found aiding any of these people or giving our land to Fulani Janjaweed will be in trouble with us. Let me make one thing abundantly clear to all of you listening. We have resolved to die for what we believe in. And our belief is simple, very, very simple, that we are going to defend the land of Biafra with all our might. Not in pursuit of secession, as the idiots would say, but in pursuit of the defense of our land so that our mothers can go to the farm without the risk of being raped and torn to pieces. Some of you saw what happened at Uli. How a very beautiful young Biafran lady went to the farm and never came back. She was not only raped, her body was mutilated, cut into pieces and strewn all across her farmland. None of you did anything. Anambra State governor did nothing. Instead, he went along to appoint the same people that committed such heinous crime against the land itself into his cabinet. These are the idiots we are having to contend with in the land of Biafra. And we are saying enough is enough. If you're part of this very conspiracy to emasculate the children of God, to destroy Biafra land, then you are grossly mistaken. I know that the Fulani Janjaweed are not highly educated, they are not polished, they are not discerning, they cannot reason very well. Let me make this very, very clear. The Eastern Security Network is what it is. An organized vigilante outfit, rather than restricting the activities of the defense of our land to maybe Enugu State or Delta State or even Bayelsa State, for instance. We have resolved to defend the entirety of Biafran territory. Allow me to repeat, because some of you are not educated enough to understand what we are saying. I am addressing this to the Fulani Janjaweed. Allow me to repeat. The Eastern Security Network is there to safeguard our land, to stop Fulani terrorists from Mali, from Gambia, from coming into our land to kill us. Our mothers must return to their farms, and our daughters must be able to move about very, very freely. The only way out of the mess people are in Nigeria is that people should stop talking and doing the work necessary to free everybody from this Fulani-inspired bondage. Today, people died, or should I say a lawmaker was killed in Yoruba land. This same day, today, in Benue State, 4 people were killed. Even in Katsina, young boys were abducted, and girls, as a matter of fact, from the dormitories. That is the level of insecurity in Nigeria, and people are dying on a daily basis. Are you going to sit down, just lament, talk about it, and nothing happens? Or are you going to join us to ensure that this reign of Fulani terrorism and insecurity is brought to an end? That is what we are for. That is why this very security outfit has been set up. And that is the work they are going to do. And nobody, and I repeat, nobody is going to stop us. Extrajudicial killings will no longer be.
So guys, you all can see that this is the main video why they are trying Nnamdi Kanu, because they say that in this video that he was inciting violence, that he was inciting that Igbo should start buying any Fulani that they see. But guess what? Years after making this video, what are we witnessing today? It's as if they know that if Nnamdi Kanu was not arrested, all these things with Fulani, we won't be hearing it in the southeast, because the ESN, everybody that Nnamdi Kanu has been recruiting, all of them were ready to do their work then. But Nnamdi Kanu was arrested, and what do we have in the East today? All these things that he said in this video, the same things that he said that they are trying him for, that's exactly what is happening. Everywhere around Nigeria right now, they are complaining about Fulani herdsmen. Even the Northerners themselves are complaining about Fulani herdsmen. Plateau State, Zamfara, Benue State, Southeast, look at Enugu State, look at Ehamufu. Look at what these women are passing through. And this is years after Nnamdi Kanu said this, and it is still happening. What did he tell the people? He did not say anywhere we see Fulani herdsmen, buy them. What he says that if you come to rape our mothers and rape our young girls, that we are going to retaliate. That is self-defense. Self-defense. And this is the same self-defense that even the governor of Plateau State told the people. The same self-defense that the retired defense minister tell the people that the army and the police are not going to be everywhere, that we should not expect them to be everywhere all the time. That when this attack come, that when these bandits come, we should defend ourselves. So what is now the difference? The same self-defense he was preaching. So why is his own case different? Or probably they did not know that it will get to this point. That it will get to this point where it will also be happening in South Yoruba land, Northern, because back then it was just happening in the Southeast. So everybody was feeling it is just an Igbo thing. Now they have seen that it is no longer an Igbo thing. It is now a general something, because these Fulani herdsmen are entering anywhere entryable. And now that we are having APC governors almost everywhere, everybody is decamping to APC. What do you think is going to happen? This case will abound. They will abound. It will keep happening. So they know why they are keeping Nnamdi Kanu in custody. They know why. The man has plans to protect his people. That is what they do not want. It's like pouring sand in their garri. So that's why they keep delaying this case. Now the next case is on 2nd of May 2025. And we will be here to know what will happen. But from the look of things, Nnamdi Kanu will be granted bail very soon. I don't want to say what will happen if Nnamdi Kanu comes out, but we all know that there is no relentless in this man that I'm seeing. He doesn't look like someone that is backing out very soon. Guys, I will keep you people updated. Please join me. I'll be going live again by 8 p.m. today. So for further information concerning this court hearing today, I will be bringing it, because the court just dismissed just few hours ago. More information, all his lawyers has yet to speak. So I'll be updating you today again. Thank you so much for joining me. Please make use of the comment section